Toodly-two. Whistle, whistle, toot-a-toe. What's in here? Aha. Interesting. Oh, hey there. Almost didn't see ya. Okay, let's just. I like how this has lip syncing. That's cool. The Ribbit coin thing got brought up again just because from somewhere. I think it got linked on Discord. Or maybe, I don't remember. But I saw it. Isn't that the most important thing? So somebody was, I guess, goofing on ISOM. Nothing says the future of comics at a convention quality quite like jewelry and the jewelry ads and stuff. And then a reply, nothing says the future of comics like scam coins, which never came out. Very true. Oh, yeah, that's right. Somebody who I follow replied to this somewhere. We'll get to that. But referring to the Ribbit coin, which, again, is old news. All of this, essentially, is a lot of old news, a lot of information that had been out there. It's not, hidden. It had been on our channel. It had been on our old channel, specifically. The old SWC Revived, which, of course, was false flagged and banned. So the information that was on there, was essentially successfully covered up, at least to the extent that it was on that channel. But the information, is still basically out there. All of your favorite YouTubers have known about this and ultimately didn't care, which, it's, what's the big deal? You could say that this ultimately isn't important, doesn't matter to anyone ever. That's fine if you want to say that. Just don't pretend that you have principles, though. So the Ribbit coin thing, here's, of course, every time Ribbit coin gets brought up, some Ethan fan starts pissing themselves with anger, fear, and rage. A big cope seethe, that kind of thing. Maybe some dilating may be involved. But here, just to show, this guy getting mad, nothing says dipshit like this post. And somebody just says, is he wrong, though? The question that ultimately destroys every Comicsgate supporter in the end. Is he wrong? Can you prove that he's wrong? Can you prove that you're right? Every Comicsgate argument is ultimately defeated by two things. By what means, or by what metric, and then prove it. And no Comicsgate argument has ever stood up to those statements. Is he wrong, though? Yes. And here's just a few other comments. This guy says, let's be honest, if Andrea, I don't know who that is, started selling something and EVS promoted it at a con with a tiny little sign, no one would care because it's not a big deal. But when someone else does it, everyone loses their minds. This guy says, what a reach. Can't believe I have to explain this to you. And this is one of the classic Comicsgate things is they will act like, not just Comicsgate, of course, but, it's kind of universal throughout all fandoms, all YouTubers, that kind of thing, is some fan will act like they're going to lay down the law and then they'll just come up with a story, a narrative, a hoax or something that presents the false image of what's supposed to be happening. By the way, I also remembered I got new stuff on the soundboard. I was thinking of playing it, but I wanted to just cover this. I didn't want to do a big long stream. Didn't really want to do a stream today necessarily, but I found a couple other posts on Kiwi Farms like, that might be interesting to do a video or a stream about. It's just easier to stream. The only reason why I'm doing a stream is because it's easier than trying to do a video that I pre-record and edit, or you would want to edit or something. Here's this guy saying the coins are based off of Cyberfrog. Oh, okay. Gee, who would have thought that the Ribbit coin with Cyberfrog on it would be based off of Cyberfrog? So that's kind of a misdirection ploy, addressing a concern or a topic or a criticism that nobody ever made. Um, Kind of, straw man, I guess, is technically. Um, it says they were delivered, unlike your claim of scam and never came out, which doesn't matter. Here's the thing: is that they are still a scam, and essentially they never did come out on a technical level, but it would have been better. The coins were delivered, but the coins that were delivered would have been better if they never came out. It actually would be a good thing. And so here, I follow this guy, and he says it was barely a sticker on a quarter. It was a $50, though. True. That's still only 25 cents more than a quarter. That came off immediately after you cracked open the plastic. He lied about it being 99% silver, and it sucked. And here, of course, a fan is always going to deny the truth. This is ultimately the reality of everything we've been talking about. Pretty much all of our videos boil down to this: is that people will just pick a side, and then everything that proves their side wrong they deny, and everything that doesn't, they try to pile up on top of everything else until anything is buried. But yeah, here's the fucking bizarre story this guy has. He says they were soaked in mayonnaise then peeled off. Neither of those is true. EVS didn't lie. Also not true, of course. The company who made the coins lied to EVS. That's also not true. But that's a convenient story. That's basically how EVS avoided any criminal action or investigation, or at least the follow through on it. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Which is why he refunded everyone. Again, he didn't refund me, and told them to keep the coins. Oh boy, you can keep 50 cents. Have fun rubbing mayonnaise. The mayonnaise really, it's funny, mayonnaise really gets under Comicsgate's skin. But here, the reply, soaked lol, it's on video, came right off as soon as it touched the mayo. He didn't refund. I'll explain the mayo, by the way, in a second. He didn't refund everyone. He asked for refunds through PayPal instead of through Indiegogo. Some people didn't like that. By the way, this is also what gave away his dealings with Dynamite Comics. That and the war campaign stuff. The war campaign thing is a different story, though. But the video in question was a video that I had recorded, because the original thing was Ethan was doing this campaign. I'll show the campaign pages. I'll show the videos coming up too. But Ethan was doing yet another cash-in campaign to essentially pay for the fulfillment for Cyberfrog 1 that the Cyberfrog 1 campaign was also supposed to pay for, but he had spent the money. So he kept running follow-up campaigns for like variant covers, and then Ribbit coin was clearly the most desperate attempt to just get to scrape together some extra cash from his pay pigs. And the follow with that was I was on with Doug Tnaple. Doug, I think the first time Doug Tnaple had me on as a guest, he brought up the Ribbit coin thing, which we were sort of familiar with. And Doug said that if I bought a Ribbit coin, if I helped out Ethan's campaign by getting a Ribbit coin for myself, Doug would send me a page of one of the original art pages for Earthworm Jim, the comic book. And so that happened. I got a Ribbit coin, and he sent me a page. And he said, I could resell it so that I could use the money to pay for literally number one, to have the art done for that, which I also did directly. All the money for that. It was funny because they told me that I could get like $500 for it. I got $300, and turns out that's kind of the standard for an original art page. So I was like, oh, I didn't get $500. Yeah, that's, I guess, I don't know. Did I do something? It turns out, no, it's just standard. And for years I was like, I don't know. But that's a whole other topic. So I got ultimately I got the Ribbit coin, and the first thing I wanted to do was see if the selling points were true, and we'll go to the archive of the campaign page, and then the current campaign page to show how Ethan changed it. I'm also going to just play Vicky's video about it, because she basically did the best video about Ribbit coin until this. this is gonna have everything. But here I still had the original videos I had. I got the Ribbit coin. I smashed it open, and I recorded a series of videos that I was gonna just cut together to make a skit. I wasn't taking it that seriously. I had no intention of really debunking or debunking the whole Ribbit coin thing. I just wanted to make a joke out of it. I was going to smash the thing open, and as far as the mayonnaise, I assumed it was a sticker. And again, if I was wrong, I'd be like, okay, it was everything he said it was going to be. But instead, turns out it wasn't even a sticker, but we'll get into that in a second. In fact, I can show here. I said, here's the video proving this Sinestro guy is a mentally ill liar and tries to cover up scams. Notice also, when we say someone's mentally ill, it's because we've proven it. When everyone else says somebody is mentally ill, it's because they're mad and that they don't have any evidence of anything. So if you want the truth, as usual, if you always want the truth, only real place to get it is from us. Well, there's something in the chat also. Philip Cummings mentioning nowadays Comicsgate fans are so new they don't even have a clue. Yeah, that's mostly what's happening is the people defending Ethan are people who weren't around back then and have no idea what was going on then or what's going on now. So they're basically walking themselves into a trap where they don't, they defend everything Ethan does, and then the same thing happened back then with Comicsgate, though, is that they would challenge you to present the evidence, and then you'd present the evidence, and then they would block you. While also behind a block. Ethan has done this many times. All of your favorite YouTubers, essentially, that are involved in the nerd culture war thing, have basically told their false version of a story from behind a block. So, like Yellow Flash did that. Yellow Flash blocked me and then said I was wrong, even though the evidence proved I was right, that kind of shit. Umbrella Guy, Ethan Van Sciver, John Malin, and fucking, there's like 50 other people in Comicsgate. But here in the chat also, the Ribbit coin thing is so odd because they were actually military. There were actually military challenge coins, which are pretty cool. He went cheap and crappy, obviously. Yeah, he didn't get military challenge coins. He didn't do any kind of unique design like I think we mentioned back then in the original videos, which some of them are still on BitChute. I just don't know if they load. But the old mirror of our old channel, where we talked about this, did videos going into this. The challenge coins, like we got this, we backed a campaign or something for a documentary called Get Lamp, which was made by the people who did BBS, the documentary, which is actually really entertaining and funny in a weird way, and it's like 5 hours long, and it's just all on YouTube if you want to watch. If you want to watch a good, interesting documentary about old internet culture from like the late 80s into the mid 90s, go check out BBS, the documentary on YouTube. They did another documentary called Get Lamp. We backed it, and it came with the movie, the documentary Get Lamp, on either DVD or Blu-ray. I think Blu-ray. And it came with a challenge coin. It was like a custom thing, like a custom coin of metal that had like its own an actual design. It wasn't painted. It didn't have a sticker on it or anything. It was actually like metal cast. It was cast to have a specific design and shape to it. It was pretty cool. And it was very clear that Ethan wasn't doing this, but I was assuming. One time I assumed wrong. I was assuming that Ethan put a sticker on it. A sticker implies glue. So I put the mayo on this, and here, let's show. I'll play the video. This old-ass video. I got pictures of water in my fridge. Heck persons, man. Yeah. Again, these are basically raw videos that I was going to cut together into a skit where I was going to show taking the sticker off with mayonnaise, because mayonnaise, I looked up, like, how do you remove a sticker from something? Somebody said, well, if you apply mayonnaise to it and let it soak it in mayonnaise for like an hour or two, or even I could give it a day if I needed to. and it would loosen the glue. The oil in the mayonnaise would loosen the glue, and the sticker would come off. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. And here is my video of my attempt to do that. It's 1 minute and 21 seconds. So, I guess, if anything, the only defense you can say of Ethan here is that I guess that mayonnaise worked really fast. I was soaking a pot in the sink also. Mm-hmm. Again, all of this is just the raw stuff I was going to cut together later. We reused the mayonnaise bit in an unboxing video.
Sure, I'm hungry.
Is that a Cheap Pete reference I made? Wow, that was a good reference. I'm going to get you sucker. 1 rib, please. 1 rib. Sure, I'm hungry.
Never mind.
Yeah, and here, the thing just came right off. Notice, no glue or anything.
I was going to set a timer.
Oh.
But it
Is
came
that
right
stain
off.
on that countertop? Holy shit. There, yeah, that's, again, the raw video. It came off. I was going to record that as the setup to be like, now I'll come back later and record again when I get the sticker off. If I had actually peeled the sticker off, it would still show that Ethan lied about the Ribbit coin. Here's also a reply. Soaked in mayo, you don't have to defend Ribbit coin. This is an easy task. It was scummy all the way down the line. Negligence at best. As it turns out, a little more than that, of course. Refunds through PayPal? Fuck off. And I point out, Rethin offered refunds through PayPal because PayPal requires your real name on your account. So Ethan was hoping to dox anyone who dared ask for a refund. He had done the same previously to people like Mark Pellegrini and Bean from PA and others. Also, by the way, it kind of ties in together with the concept of all of the, the whole Comicsgate, Indiegogo, the whole thing just being a phantom, a psyop, essentially. Phantom backers, the backers are fake, the money is fake. There are some actual customers, but the point is to create, you essentially, the way people buy subscribers on their YouTube channel, that they buy clicks and engagement and that sort of thing. Comicsgate used Indiegogo because Indiegogo is the platform that let you easily fake the numbers. That's all of the topic. We've gone into that in a lot of other videos. Here also, classic hits. Yeah, because this goes back to, I was going to say 2019. 2019 is when the campaign launched, and I backed it. And it was like early 2020 when the coin finally, it took months too. It's really embarrassing. But I liked this tweet. Here also this guy's cope response. We'll get to this actually. Yes, because again, immediately doubting that the video is real, therefore the whole accusation that the Ribbit coin is fake, can't be real, just dismissed. This is what we talk about when we say Comicsgate especially, but fandoms in general will always dismiss evidence. It doesn't matter what there's evidence of. This is why ultimately evidence itself doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter how much evidence you have. It doesn't matter, here's the evidence, go ahead and look at it. People will just, if they don't like the evidence, if they don't like what the evidence is saying, they'll just say, no, that's not true. And they won't have an argument. They won't even present a reason why the evidence can't be true. They'll just say that it's not true. And the truth is, they're saying it's not true because they don't want it to be true. Ultimately, people would rather believe than know. That's the inherent nature of the normie pig cattle, or NPC for short, if you will. That is, certainly the theory that there are only 400,000 people with souls on this planet, and the remaining 6.66 billion people don't have souls. I don't know. Hey, that's just one of those crazy conspiracy theories, but it might be something to think about. You could certainly say that the people who support Comicsgate are definitely not Hyperborean, and that we are. If you want to see the mind of God, you might as well have been listening to us. If you were in the dark about all of this, it proves you really should have just been listening to us the whole time, because nobody else wants to tell you about it. They don't want you to know about it. All the other YouTubers who were involved in any of this, if they had Ethan on, if they, had any involvement with Comicsgate, they all knew that this was happening. Here, a non-McSockWig says the lack of staging shows it's genuine. Even if that didn't, though, the challenge was out there. Well, I think I mentioned that in a tweet here. I say, notice how Comicsgate always responds to evidence with excuses, but never with their own evidence. They have none. I've personally challenged everyone in Comicsgate, and this was years ago, by the way. I challenged everyone in Comicsgate to get their own Ribbit coin and prove me wrong. They never did because they know they can't. I'm right. Which is true, and that's not me being smug or bragging. It's just me being accurate. I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to fucking throw it in anyone's face. It is what it is, which, by the way, supports me. Also, it would be insanely stupid to try to fake something like this, because all that would happen is it would backfire on me and I'd never be trustworthy again. That's something Comicsgate themselves constantly gets caught doing, not me. That's why they hate me so much. In fact, that's why so many of them were directly involved in false flagging my account. And that's sort of a whole other situation. Here, though, again, just to prove my point, proving my point even more, as Comicsgate always does, Comicsgate always, every response to us that they make just proves our exactly what we were saying. He says, coming from a roll-up, are you involved with incest with your brother? How is it a scam? Dipshit! Which, again, we already showed how it's a scam. This is the classic Comicsgate move, is you prove what you say, and then they just re-ask the question as if you didn't prove it, which just makes them look stupider, of course. But also everyone else who then backs it up is complicit. But that's also another topic, unrelated topic. But here's this guy. Here's just a guy who is unrelated. I don't know who this is. He's just some random person. I think he was a supporter of ISOM. And I don't like ISOM. I never liked ISOM. I was one of the first haters, one of the first detractors of ISOM. But for actual legitimate reasons, not the fucking, the internet drama kind of shit. But that's a whole other topic too. But this guy who is an ISOM supporter just says to him, damn, somebody's angry. How about you address his points and not him? That's something that Comicsgate's never been capable of. You're never going to see people in Comicsgate actually address any points, especially that we bring up. So I replied saying, if they could have, they would have. But Comicsgate knows they can't argue, especially against evidence. It's why the old saying remains true. Comicsgate has lost every argument against shitty webcomics. Hey, that's us. Here's the previous one. Yeah. Next and next. Here's an interesting question, though. In reply to, it was a barely sticker on a quarter and the mention of it was 99.99% silver or some shit like that. We'll get into that in a minute. But here is another guy, Ole Anderson of CG, saying, so he couldn't get nabbed with mail fraud? Very interesting question. And you would think a lawyer, maybe only a practicing lawyer though, could answer that question or know about it, or behind the scenes warn Ethan about it. Again, we'll be getting to that in a minute. I replied to that, though. Again, notice, just eternally seethe coping. How is it mail fraud? Well, glad you asked. Let's go check it out now. But first, read my wonderful tweets. Oh, they're so good. These tweets are so good. Wow, that's a good one. I'm going to like that tweet. Oh, this one, too. Oh, they're my tweets? Well, no wonder they're so good. There were a few rumors behind the scenes that Ethan was contacted by law enforcement about Ribbit coin the day after he doubled down on it being real, but the day before he canceled the campaign. Again, we'll get into that in a bit. More into that anyways. And I mentioned also Nick Rekieta was informed about his friend Ethan being caught on a scam, and Rekieta never had the balls to address it on stream or anywhere else, by the way. But this was also within a few days of Ethan canceling the Ribbit coin campaign and admitting it was a fake product. Now, the question of mail fraud. What is mail fraud specifically? Let's look on Wikipedia. Are they begging for money right now? Oh, it's just it doesn't look like it. Whatever. This article has multiple issues. Oh, shit. Okay, this mail fraud officially doesn't exist. It never happened. Hold on a second. Mail fraud, you say?
It never happened.
It's a hologram. Mail fraud is just something that's just a racket for the Jews. Mail fraud and wire fraud are terms used in the United States to describe the use of physical or electronic mail system to defraud another and are U.S. federal crimes. In other words, using the mail to commit fraud. And considering that Ribbit coin was sent through the mail, I mean, it sounds like it could apply. Now, let's ask a non-practicing attorney. In fact, let's ask in March 23rd of 2020, Rekieta Law, the first DMs I ever sent him. And by the way, you can't say that he didn't notice these because he did reply later. So he's clearly seen these. But I sent a DM asking him, did you see that thing about me showing Ethan Van Sciver's coin to be a fraud? I mean, like felony fraud, or at least so it seems. But that's why I was thinking that could be worth doing a show about. And I was just presenting that. It was like, hey, Nick, it was a bit sarcastic, I'll admit. Just being like, hey, that could be doing, it's worth us doing a show about. And this is a link to one of our videos, which is gone now, of course, because it's on the old channel. I also said, let's see, June 7th, so a couple months later, several months later, perhaps even, Yellow Flash has me blocked like a bitch, so tell him I said thank you. And then us digging through garbage to find pictures of Nick Rekieta and Vic Mignogna golfing. You may recognize the actual picture from a classic film, one of the greatest. But you know what? Here was another question: could it also be precious metals fraud? What is precious metals fraud? That's what I really meant. Lead you to believe that you can profit from current news already known to the public. Since that mine disaster, you are certain to earn big returns on your deposit. Made by people who call themselves metal dealers or merchants. Advertised on radio, television, online. Contacts you asking for personal information. Calls received from broker or salesman. Dangling the prospect of wealth and enticing you with something you want but can't have. Oh no. Now, this is from Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC.gov. Just about the concept of it. And I am not sure that just selling a coin that you falsely advertise as being silver when it's not qualifies as precious metals fraud, at least on the scale of things. But I thought it was worth looking into. I think somebody mentioned it a while ago, like way back then. Somebody brought it up. Here also, what is commemorative coin fraud? I don't think this applies either necessarily, but what are precious metals and commemorative coin frauds? Dallas, Texas-based personal injury attorney Bruce Steckler, a practicing attorney? What? Explains the types of precious metal coin scams and when sales tactics can cross the line into actionable fraud. And then it's a video that's on YouTube. Talksonlaw.com. Okay. Shilling for them. That was related briefs. Bourbon, the legal definition. What? Nick Rekieta's involved in this too? What the hell's going on? Here are the raw videos that I recorded also. How does it show up on the thing? Well, it shows up okay. I'm going to play some of these. And again, I was going to cut these together into a skit. The point of the skit was I was going to take the coin, remove the sticker, go spend the coin at the local liquor store, and like spend it on a beer, drink the beer, and then take my copy of Cyberfrog #1, which I do still have, and like dump a bottle of water onto it like I was pissing on it, something like that. That I was using the Ribbit coin, the money from the Ribbit coin to do that technically. And then I posted these videos and my surprise about how the coin was like just not even close to what it was being advertised as. And that ended up blowing up. It went viral. A bunch of people were talking about it. Comicsgate went into this huge cope spiral about it. But also, interestingly enough, as the reason why I showed the Rekieta DMs is specifically to prove that Rekieta knew about it. In fact, here, just going right into this, I DM'd him again August 17th, so it was like a month later. This was about the Liam Gray. Liam Gray starts false flagging our thing. And I was like, hey, what do you think about this? Is it transformative to do a review? And he responded. And of course, not only did he respond, but many other meltdowns. Tell your wife I said thanks. My wife doesn't know you. I think he had to check. I sent him the Kill Bill review. Huh. Did he enjoy that? Dick Masterson trashing Tug. I don't know. And then, of course, just want to say I agree with PPP and Tardsky and Juice and Alyssa that you should stop drinking. He just says, kill yourself. And I just say, no. In fact, wait. I said,
no.
There. That's better. And then also, just want to tell you that I've been a hot babe this entire time. I did a video about that. It's funny because this one just says sent. So he may not have seen this one. But of course, he's seen these. It actually said these other ones were seen. But whatever. It goes to show Rekieta had every opportunity to address this. Most likely what Rekieta did was run behind the scenes to Ethan and warn him, look out, this fucking thing is being noticed as a scam. Look out for noticing. So that's one thing that, again, your favorite YouTubers are doing behind the scenes is they're scamming their pay pigs. And their pay pigs, of course, don't care. We'll get into that in a second, too. Although we technically already have in many videos in the past. Many videos on our Subscribe Star as well. And the other video I showed of, or not the video, but the tweets I showed of the guy just constantly making excuses and denying the evidence. Here, though, is this basically one of the first videos. Yeah, this is the first video I recorded. It features me as well.
Wow, I got my collectible Cyberfrog coin. Let's check it out.
It's 44 seconds, though. Even I want to skip through it. I've seen this already.
Comes with an...
Here, yeah, I was going to cut around any restarts and stuff. One thing that's interesting, certificate of authenticity. Ironic right there, but it also says the coins accompanying this certification or certificate of authenticity is genuine United States legal tender. That is true. The full color artwork is accomplished through a revolutionary new coloring technique. That's not true. So again, even this card is essentially selling some of the lie.
Authentic certificate of authenticity. That's pretty handy.
Oh no, I ruined the resale value.
And it looks like Ethan signed it himself. This is pretty limited edition. This is pretty exclusive.
That's a good one.
Let's see
good
if I
one
can
to
make
me.
This more valuable though.
Yeah, and then of course smashing it. I tried to put it in this.
Right here. Can you get it in closer? Or, oh wait, no. Yeah, you know.
Had my brother record.
Get in a little closer.
Do I want in portrait mode or what?
No, that's fine. Yeah, like that.
Maybe should have put it in portrait. Actually, this is portrait mode. So I said no, but he did it. What am I talking about? I was thinking for 1 second of just smashing it with a hammer.
Just do this.
Here's the thing. I can send anyone that I can post these videos to. And I did. All of these videos were on our old channel. The cut together videos, streams talking about it. They're all on the old channel. Available for anyone to look into and question. Don't take our word for it. Go look into it yourself. You could have for years. or actually for year because 2020 was also, but I mean, one solid full year. All this stuff was on our channel. Nobody wanted to look into it. Again, people would rather believe than know. But here, this video is me trying to smash the thing off, chipping off parts, my hairy arms.
Keep these
Not as hairy
shards.
as Robin
It
Williams
won't flew
necessarily,
towards
but
me. I got it already. But
it's
is there a way to
cracking.
zoom in, maybe?
Here, yeah. Eventually, I get the thing off on one side, that kind of stuff. So again, it's not too important. The only reason why I was thinking of playing the whole thing is because people are like, this is where you can switch out with the fake. Again, once again, if you think that I did that, if you think I switched it out with a fake coin, by all means, I had challenged people directly. Go ahead, take your Ribbit coins and see if they're real. Prove me wrong. Smash yours open, or don't. Examine them. You don't have to smash them open. Just examine them. See if the version I had is different or incorrect. Not a single person in Complicit did that. Here's the, oh yeah, this is the same one that I played on Twitter. Here's also another video where I took the,
Here's a
I already had taken the
closer
sleeve
look
off
at
and I
kind
put
of
it back
the-
on and I took it off.
the
It was
decal
chipping already.
sticker thing. It's already crumbling apart. There's a chip that fell off the corner.
I actually still have this, and I still have the coin. The paper cover, or whatever it is. It was very stiff. It was almost like a like super thin plastic, microplastic. It may have leaked microplastics into the atmosphere when it started chipping apart. As soon as I exposed it to
Corner
air,
here,
very sad.
right there. But
But again, this is not a revolution. Printing something onto a little piece of round paper or plastic and just pressing it, specifically molding it on the front. What Ethan was saying, and we'll get into that in the Vicky video, is that the art was painted permanently onto the coin itself.
here
We'll
it
get
is,
into that.
from the coin that came off yesterday. There's the other chips and yeah, it's chipping apart more now.
Yeah, just touching it, it was starting to disintegrate.
But here, if you
Very
push it
cheap.
like this,
But I mean, it was in a plastic case. You're clearly not supposed to smash the plastic case open.
yeah, another piece just broke off. You can maybe see the embossing of the JFK head on the back side where it was pressed to the coin.
That's
So
true.
it,
I wasn't sure if that would get picked up by this shitty phone camera that I was using, but it did show up.
without it being glued on, it just came right off. So as far as that goes, make sure to check out Tim Lim's channel, The Bunderdome, later tonight. I'll be on with Doug Tenable. You can also check out my channel at SWC Revived. And enjoy that. Make sure to unsubscribe and don't hit the bell for don't notifications.
Good one. The classic forced catchphrase outro. Here is the a compilation. Again, I was going to cut this together as a skit, and so this was going to be the first half. Here. Just all the same things you've seen already at this point.
Another. You can sure to unsubscribe
and what? We'll never know. But even you could say. This was going to be the first half. I was going to cut it with I was going to blank out the audio and then just cut like some music, some Smugwave music or something like that. Here is I scrolled down to actually see through this stuff. Here's the Vickyverse video. This is 6 minutes 33 seconds. I am going to just play the whole thing without really much commenting. Maybe. Let me sit down for a second too.
All right, so here it is. This is the description here. Silver coins are 2019 JFK half dollars. They're straight from the mint. They're not available at any bank or in circulation. They're mint silver proof coins for 2019, 99.9% pure silver.
I could interrupt all the stuff he's saying and be like, as it turns out, but Vicky actually She does the responses. So there's no reason for me to interrupt or pause
First time
any
in
of this.
history. So these are silver coins. The gold coins are 24K gold plated. The art process, official term, colorization infused legal tender coins. That's what you call them. Colorizing coins involves the application of special inks directly to the surface of a coin using a.
Again, it's funny because it's such a minor thing. All you have to do is not say that you're doing that. Don't say that I should stand up to say this. Don't say that you're applying inks, special inks to the surface of the coin, because all anyone has to do, all any A-log has to do is get one and examine it. And if you're lying, then you're going to really be embarrassed. And let me tell you, the seething that went on, boy! But
Unique
let's just watch this
multicolor
video.
printing process. The result is an everlasting colorized coin collectible of.
Again, everlasting. Why would you even be on? Like, if I was on with somebody who was even saying this, even if it was true, I'm like, why are you selling coins? Are you supposed to make comics? What's the point?
Ultra high quality. We are using America's largest manufacturer and the creators of both colorized U.S. coins. This colorizing process achieves a level of detail, and I got to tell you, that's exactly right. Color saturation and durability that is number one in the industry.
On October 23rd of 2019, Ethan Van Sciver of Comic Artist Pro Secrets, formerly an artist for Marvel and DC Comics.
Man, this is a really old Vicky video. April 7th, 2020. This is still on YouTube if you want to watch this for yourself, even though at this point there will be no point because I'm playing the whole thing.
Opened a campaign
I'm
on
ruining
the
it,
Indiegogo
though.
crowdfunding platform for Cyberfrog Ribbit coins. Cyberfrog is an IP that Mr. Van Sciver developed in the 1980s, and in 2018 he opened his first crowdfund for a new
Actually, I think it was the 90s, but you know me. I don't like to complain.
issue of this comic
I don't like to
called
nitpick.
Cyberfrog Blood Honey. The initial campaign raised nearly $540,000. Capitalizing on the crowdfunding success of this first campaign, Ethan went on to open 8 more crowdfunds in 2019 and January of 2020 that were
That alone is suspicious as well. Not just suspicious, but it was what we were talking about with really the whole crowdfunding, comics crowdfunding, not the whole thing, but the vast majority of it, especially Comicsgate, essentially being one giant psyop. But again, a whole other topic.
directly related to Cyberfrog Blood Honey, offering multiple variant covers, including 2 Vampirella crossover covers, a poster, and the collectible coins, which he calls Ribbit coins. The Ribbit coin campaign raised $14,780 from 130 backers, 35 sets of 6 of the gold-plated coins, and 339 of what the campaign described as mint, silver-proof coins made of 99.9% silver.
There are a few other questionable things that could be brought up, like just the fact of the in-demand concept. Like the campaign ended, and then it still kept getting money, even though there was not really any reason to back any of these or get any coins. A collectible coin is one of the dumbest things you can get for a comic book, especially in this case.
The campaign closed on December 23, 2019, though it did remain in demand for some time before fulfillment.
That's something all Comicsgate campaigns do, and it's something that is exclusive to Indiegogo, by the way. Pretty much, Kickstarter doesn't really have in demand because Kickstarter is actually legitimate, essentially.
The wording of Ethan's description of the colorization process is copied from the About page of the Merrick Mint.
Somebody in the chat actually mentions this Vicky's first video. Yeah, I think it actually was. I forgot. This is Jim Tuner saying this is Thomas's greatest crime. He destroyed the entire Ribbit coin economy with this one act. One crazy trick to destroy an entire Ribbit coin economy. Ethan felt every hammer strike on the coin in his soul. That's probably unironically true, by the way. It's a violation of the Ribbit coin terms of service. You're just hating Nick being a goat. Oh shit, got me. Watch out for the guards. Oh yeah, that's right. You know, I killed all the guards. Snapped every neck. I even killed Meryl. Snapped her neck, put C4 on her back, blew her up. Ignored fucking the colonel as he was like, Snake, what have you done? Shut up. Anyways, yeah. Vicky's first video, though. Still informative. Better, really, Vicky did a better video about this than we do, because as we are constantly pointing out, we're not journalists or historians or any of that shit. All we do, the whole Ribbit coin thing was just something that happened to us. We just happened to be there and notice it. And we're like, so when's anyone else going to talk about this? And pretty much the only people who talked about it were us, and then Vicky, and also DA. DA talks. I do want to give a big thanks to Vicky and DA for helping to get the word out about the truth of what happened about this.
In his description, Ethan simply omitted the mention of the colorization of currency and any mention of the company. The Merrick Mint does not offer colorized JFK 99.9% silver half-dollar proofs on its website.
Oh no!
On March
Who's
19,
that?
2020, a
Check
backer who
that
goes
out.
by the handle Thomas Royloop on Twitter tweeted out a video claiming
That's
that
me.
the ink stamping applied to the coin was nothing more than a sticker, and posted this video of him easily removing it.
The infamous Mayo coin video. We've seen this. We're gonna watch it again. Check out my kitchen floor. The towel next to the thing with a scrubby brush. There's a scrubby brush. Why am I saying it like that? There were some good soundboard things to add to this.
And you have just proved it.
Oh, that's true.
Stop.
Stop.
Because you know you're wrong.
Whoa. That's Ethan at this point.
You come in here with balls?
Was this story based?
Yes.
What a shame.
Whatever.
Oh, never mind.
No. Now,
I set a timer,
this is epic.
but it came right off.
Yeah. Sure. It sure did. I remember that.
The colorization on coins can normally only be removed by soaking the coin in acetone. Yet Thomas did it.
Yeah, well, if it was actual paint, like if it was paint or ink, acetone would dissolve paint or ink. That's what the dip was made out of in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, when they put the cartoon shoe in there. That delightful, happy scene that never fails to make me laugh when they dip the cartoon shoe into the fucking dip. That was basically supposed to be either acetone or like acetone, or acetone mixed with some other stuff, basically. Basically.
With a glob of mayonnaise. The following day,
And again, the mayonnaise was supposed to loosen the sticker glue that I assumed was on the other side. It didn't even do that because there wasn't sticker glue. There wasn't permanently applied. Because I mean, you could see on the other side it was just a blank white thing. So it was just a piece of paper that was pressed. To
Ethan responded by posting a video of the process used.
Here, yeah, it's important to point out Ethan responded. This was Ethan's direct response after the day after I had posted the video. You can see March 20th, 2020.
Colorized coins.
Notice, though, how he doesn't address the actual accusation or the evidence or anything. He just silently posts a video about a colorizing process.
On March 20th.
But he does say, he does double down on it being used on Cyberfrog. His entire basis for his argument and for all of Comicsgate and everyone who supported Comicsgate was, don't trust that guy because he doesn't like Comicsgate. Don't trust that roll-up guy. He hates Comicsgate. Therefore, he has to be wrong. And this is, again, it proves everything we've ever been saying about the way people intentionally choose to delude themselves. People would rather believe than know, and so on, that kind of stuff.
21st, Thomas followed up his initial tweet with one stating that the coin wasn't silver and was an ordinary half dollar made up of 75% copper and 25% nickel.
Vicky actually did help me with this. I was like, because she was like, what does the like a printing marker? There will be a letter on it that said H, that proves that it came specifically from a mint that doesn't print in silver.
In 2019, a limited run of 99.9% silver Kennedy half dollars were struck at the San Francisco Mint.
Yeah, here's it. Notice it says S here, and the one I have doesn't say S.
This is the first
And again,
time.
if you didn't believe me, anyone in Comicsgate who didn't believe me was free to examine their own, prove me wrong, prove that I'm a liar, and not a single one of them even tried. It's not even that they didn't even try. I have a feeling one of them may have tried it behind the scenes, but here's the thing, that point is moot anyways, whether they did or they didn't, because of what happened after this, which isn't in this video. We'll go into that,
Time
though.
that this coin was struck with that high a composition of silver. JFK half dollars made of copper and nickel were struck in 2019 at both the Philadelphia
Struck. Speaking of struck, this video, where I hit it with
and
a
the
hammer.
Denver mints.
Yeah, here's the short cut that I showed earlier also.
This still from the previous clip that was also posted by Thomas Royalope shows the mint mark beneath Kennedy's neck.
It is hard to see,
It
of
is the
course.
letter P, which means
Okay, P. I said H. It was P again. I could have. I haven't even looked at the coin in a couple years. Did I say H? That's still not S, by the way. That is one thing the Comicsgate would jump on, but only because they're wrong, and ultimately they still lose the argument either way. It's like, you said H. It's like, it doesn't matter. I'm still
This
right.
coin was minted
I'm
in
still right.
Philadelphia and is made of copper and nickel and not silver. At some point between March 29 and April 2nd, 2020,
There's an archive link. Come there.
Ethan changed the description on the closed campaign for the Ribbit coins to eliminate the language
I'm circling it with my hand. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. The cursor doesn't show up. The cursor
describing
shouldn't
the
show up.
coins as 99.9% silver.
There is an archive link showing it. I think she
The
shows that.
description now reads, Silver coins, 2019 JFK half dollar.
Yeah, they're still not silver, by the way. In fact, here, let's go back for a second.
2019 JFK half dollars.
Oh, I
straight from eliminate
I didn't go
the
back
language.
enough seconds. Yeah, here, silver, right in the middle, silver coins 2019. It says 99.9%
Describing
pure
the
silver.
coins as 99.9% silver. The description now
I'm
reads,
still circling it with my hand. Oh,
Silver
no, that doesn't work.
coins, 2019 JFK half dollars straight from the mint, which are not available at any bank or in circulation.
Oh no, why not? Oh, I mean, they certainly
All
should.
right, so here it is. This is the description here. Silver coins are 2019 JFK half dollars. They're straight from the mint. They're not available at any bank or in circulation. They're mint silver proof coins for 2019. 99.9%.
Is the end of the video. Here's the thing. Some kind of criminal fraud in that case. But also, like other people have said, could it be mail fraud? It certainly seems to be precious metals fraud. Not really sure about that. And there's a lot of things behind the scenes with Comicsgate that nobody came out and admitted to, talked to. Rekieta, 99.9%, had somebody in Comicsgate ask them, is this... I mean, I asked him, but the thing is that he, of course, dodged me because he was afraid of... he knew that if he responded to me, it would either make him look especially incompetent by lying, or he would admit that, yeah, it's fraud. So the best move for him was to not say anything. But by doing that, he basically helped to cover up an actual crime. There are a bunch of links in the description. Some go to our SWC revived videos, which don't load anymore. Coin printing machine. This one still works, but it was, again, this was what Ethan used as an example for what he was claiming was being done falsely. Archive links to my tweets, which I do have here. Here's the archive links to this, but at the same time, my tweets are still up. Here they are. Here's another one. This one, classic. And these tweets certainly got around, and that's the response, of course, as I mentioned, is that Ethan doubled down and posted a tweet saying that here's the inking process that, as I had already proven, wasn't real. Here is the archive link. It's linked in the description for Vicky's video, but it says silver coins, 99% pure silver. Here's the current Indiegogo page. That doesn't. They took out any mention of silver. And in fact, it's funny because if you go to, we can go to the comments and updates in a second. Here's the tweets. In fact, we can go there right now. Here's the only update to this campaign, almost 4 years ago. So, April 8th, 2020. Our mistake, your refund. This was the pure cover your ass thing that, again, people in Comicsgate were denying. They were like, this bullshit. They're trying to slander Ethan. Eventually, people wanted Ethan to sue me over this. Ethan tried to sort of threaten to sue. In fact, here, this is funny. Pinned by Vickyverse, here's Ethan saying, I accept your offer of a live stream one-on-one on your channel, which he did, where he basically threatened to sue anyone who claimed it was fraud. Here's me right now trying to reply to him saying, I'm glad you did, smirk. Not able to add reply. This is because Ethan has me blocked on YouTube. That's how much of a pussy Ethan Van Sciver is, of course. But here's these. So I don't really need these. In fact, this was the interesting thing, is that Ethan did that. He tried to pretend he was, when he went on Vicky's stream, right? The next video Vicky had was a stream of her with Ethan, where Ethan was basically threatening to sue anyone who says fraud. Hey, Ethan, Ribbit coin is a fraud. Go ahead. But also at the same time, he was wearing some really gay costume, just to show that if you think Ethan Van Sciver is straight, you are also gay, which is bad for sure. He says, our mistake, your refund. Hey, everyone. So bad news, good news. It was 0% good news. 99.9% bad news. The product description in the Ribbit coin accidentally included an extra line by mistake. Now, this extra line Ethan had doubled down on and said that he'll sue you if you basically point it out. By the time the makers of Ribbit coin realized it, it was too late. Again, all of this is just pure horseshit, and this is after he realized he could face some kind of criminal investigation. But he says, you're my customers, fans, supporters. I love and appreciate you. Parasocial relationship in action there. So again, if you support Comicsgate or Ethan in any way, you inherently support only empty parasocial relationships. You also don't have a soul, but it's also kind of a different topic. As I license my property to vendors in the future, and I definitely will, I'll be much more scrutinous and think this didn't work out either. This didn't pan out because he lost his deal with Dynamite Comics, which he wasn't admitting to at this time either. In fact, he blamed Dynamite Comics for this, and Dynamite Comics responded by basically kicking him off and said, okay, we're done with you. So he lost all of that business. And he says, this is very interesting, I will personally refund the money via PayPal, and the vendor will reimburse me, which is, that's suspicious on its own, because why would the vendor get the money to you after your refund? Shouldn't you have the money? Didn't the money come from you? Shouldn't you have the money directly? Why are you getting any money from any that right there? That pretty much tells that all of this is just a huge hoax. And in fact, as my good friend Mel Gibson said,
And you have just proved it.
yes. Is that even loud enough? Yeah, who cares? He says, send your order number and PayPal address, which includes your docs, by the way, includes your real name, to Cyberfrog Help. So this was just a scam for Ethan to try to dox anyone who would dare ask for a refund, as I pointed out earlier. And some other interesting things is the comments for Ribbit Coin are especially botty and fake. Wish I had noticed none of them have profile pics, of course. Wish I hadn't missed out on this campaign. These coins are never on eBay. Yeah, there's a good reason for that. Regardless of what the creeps may say. Notice the Comicsgate, very SJW language that the Comicsgate people always use. The creeps are saying this. I really love my coin sets. That's, again, attempt to damage control for it being discovered as a fraud. A scam, a fraud, illegally. But in a way, this is the giveaway that Ethan buys fake comments and fake customers, essentially. Because notice you have to have an account. You also have to be a backer to comment on these. If anyone who receives these happens to read this, did you get the stands? Thanks. But no answer on that one. In fact, no votes on any of these either. Got mine exactly as expected. So it's like people are saying they expected it to be fake. Got my coins in the mail. Thanks. Uncle E. Again, parasocial relationship spelled out. If you're referring to a YouTuber as fucking uncle or daddy or whatever, even if it's sarcastically, it's still a parasocial relationship. This is beyond a parasocial relationship, though. A parasocial relationship, you think you have a friendship with someone you're supporting. This is beneath even that. This is people who are just nobodies. I mean, these people are probably just bots anyways. It's just a click farm. But the actual people ultimately don't care if the products are real or not. And they're admitting it. So it's funny. A lot of people who are sucking Ethan's gunt crease now, Ethan Van Skyverse, not Ethan Ralph. Although it could be about the same thing. Everyone who is sucking Ethan's dick or gunt crease is acting like Eric July's fans. It's like, if they don't even care about the comics, it's like, well, neither do Ethan's. So don't delude yourself into thinking, if you don't like Eric July, don't delude yourself into thinking that Ethan Van Sciver is in any way different. He's the exact same. And if you think he isn't, you're delusional and probably mentally ill. If you're not mentally ill, though, you're merely retarded. Here are the comments on Snowman, A Cold Day in Hell, another campaign that Ethan is years late on. Notice Ethan ran the campaign. He was supposed to deliver this a while ago. And here's what the real comments look like. Please refund my here's I'm backer number blah. I have moved. How do I update my information? No response. Please refund my contribution. 6 days ago. 13 days ago. Congrats on getting Shane to have that bottom surgery. Please refund my contribution ID. Next one. Please refund my contribution ID. Thank you. 3 years. Please refund. It's the same guy here. Jim Alaska. Say once again, trying to get a refund on his contribution. This was 15 days ago. This is 13 days ago. We've done a bunch of videos. We have done about 40 videos covering the many, many years of Comicsgate's campaigns, getting a lot of people demanding refunds. So this is just a small scratching the surface, to the point where Ethan has tried getting people to fill his comment sections with fake praise and that kind of shit to try to bury all of the people who've been demanding refunds. But it's still not working. Notice how they're all getting these big heckin' up-deuterinos. I haven't even voted. Here, I can upvote. Oh, I have to sign in. But I could upvote these if I sign it. I do have an Indiegogo account. I just don't really use it. But here, I don't know if the artist is no longer with us or working with someone else. As it turns out, by the way, if you follow us, and speaking of which, because none of this is new, this is all old news. All the stuff about Ribbit Coin, we covered this back when it happened. I'm the one who was tweeting about it, making the videos, that kind of thing. So if you've been following us since then, you've known about all of this. So there are probably some people who are completely in the dark, clueless. The people on Twitter, most likely, who are sticking up for Ethan are just the new people who have just shown up and have no clue what's going on. There are probably some people who just don't give a shit. They don't care that Ethan is a pathological liar, that he's mentally ill, that he's a scammer, that he's a fraud, that he was almost caught committing a crime, and that he used the popularity of his channel and the popularity of his YouTube friends to help cover up that crime. And Ethan, it's not just Ethan, of course. It's like people like Nick Rekieta that are directly complicit and had every chance to respond, to acknowledge it, to say anything about it. And instead, the reason why he didn't say anything about it is because he wanted to cover it up. He wanted to hide it. He wanted to help his popular YouTuber friend, who he also helped and supported, provided aid and succor to when he was false flagging my account. Because as we've also proven, and the evidence of that is, the receipts, as the Squiddos say, are on our channel as well, and have been for a long time, for a number of years. The stuff about Liam Gray and so on and so forth, that all of them have essentially tried to still cover up and make excuses. But if you look into any of the evidence, you'll see that all of them are lying, and we're telling the truth every time. Like we said, they have lost every argument against us every single time. Here also, I would like to request a refund to my contribution, and so on. So this is what the real comments look like. The fake comments, like the sort of purchased comments, are just this empty praise. That's like, great product, thanks, I just got it, it's great. Here's another one, Rainbow the Brute. Please refund contribution number. Please refund a different person. Please refund this. And then the same guy saying, also refund this other contribution number. How interesting. 2 different contributions to the same campaign from the one person. It's almost like, and by the way, when that happens, that shows up as 2 different contributions, 2 different backers. These 2 contributions, if they were the only ones, they would say 2 backers, not 1, but 2. Here's another guy. Please refund my contribution. And then here are Ethan simps basically trying to stick up for him and causing drama, and people arguing with each other. Here's somebody, Attack of the Soy. Seems like Eric Little, the chicken, ruffled feathers of Gamma Soy Boys. So again, a lot of it's just internet drama, nothing really to do with comics. Here's yet another person. Please refund, please refund, please refund, over and over again. So that is the truth about what's really been going on with Comicsgate. If you didn't know about this yet, that means that the truth had been kept from you. The YouTubers used everything they could to cover up what was really going on, to keep you from knowing about it. And specifically in Nick Rekieta's case, what should be done with fake non-practicing lawyer Nick Rekieta? Ground up into hamburger? Vaporized, perhaps? I don't know. That's for the judge to decide. What does Judge Chup think about it? More like Judge Chump. One other thing, though, is also, like, not just the damage to Comicsgate's reputation by proving that they're, that the movement itself is fake. That was always evident, though. That was evident once they started going after people like Nurkish and Doug TeNapel and Taman and Mark and so on, and also us. They, Comicsgate proving that they are SJWs, using every SJW tactic, complaining about Nazis, calling fans and other people in their movement Nazis, and using that to basically, shore up the hug box support. It's an old tactic. And again, we've done videos going into that kind of thing, just on our channel. I'm not even talking about the pay pig paywall, but It's a lot of stuff that other people just don't want to talk about. They don't want you to know about it. That's why they don't want you to watch our channel. That's why they want to false flag our channel. And that's why they don't want to get caught being directly involved in false flagging our channel as well. But on top of that, I essentially, us, but also me, I got the Ribbit coin campaign shut down, which means I basically cost Ethan money. I damaged his business. So if anyone should get sued, Ethan should sue me for tortious interference. So, go ahead. My name is Nick Rekieta. I live in Minnesota. Go ahead and come get me. But anyways, that, again, this covers old news. I just want to do a video. How long is the video? An hour 10? Okay, yeah, that's all right. Let's look at chat again. What is chat? Is chat saying anything? Acetone, turpentine, benzene, he calls it the dip. That's what it was made out of. Okay, the dip was made out of that. The mayonnaise part makes it more entertaining for some reason. The dreaded mayonnaise. If you want to really get Comicsgate to panic, just show them mayonnaise. It's a talking peanut. No, I'm a Vortigaunt. Guys, I'm a Vortigaunt. His talking penis. Acting like we give a shit. Well, you're here after all. Sorry, if you're here, you gave a shit. It's likely he ordered them from a vendor who knows their composition but advertised them from another. That is entirely on Ethan to verify himself. Especially if somebody proves, like, for instance, I proved that it wasn't real, that in that case the vendor wasn't selling what Ethan was claiming it was. That's on Ethan to say, oh, I better look into this. Instead, Ethan's direct response was, no, it's real. That guy is lying, and I'll sue anyone who says otherwise. And then a few days later, after maybe a week later, especially after Rekieta was introduced to the topic, suddenly Ethan cancels the campaign and offers refunds. So that definitely isn't the vendor's fault there. It basically became fraud once it was proven to be fake, and Ethan just doubled down. Because that if it was really just the vendor's fault and Ethan didn't know about it, he would not say, well, it's a lie. I'll sue you, that kind of shit. That's on Ethan. And that's pretty obvious too. And it's on anyone to not help him cover it up behind the scenes, being made aware of it. Because again, I'm not saying that Rekieta simply went silent about it. I'm saying Rekieta knew that Ribbit coin was fake, that it was a scam, and that he went to Ethan behind the scenes and said, hey, Ethan, look out. You're about to walk into a fucking trap. So he helped Ethan cover up for, a scam, for a crime. And there is no argument against that. If you think there is, then you are mentally ill. You're delusional. If it were 100 years ago, they would have given you a lobotomy by now, and you would deserve it. Lobotomy's totally cool, very justified. Lobotomies really get a bad rap in most cases, or at least in some cases. I think they should be brought back. Big comeback for lobotomies, I think. Maybe after World War III. I don't know. But thanks everyone for hanging out and showing up in the chat. Either way, Ethan never made restitution. Yeah, that's also true. My guess is fraud. Well, it is fraud. That's the thing. It's mail fraud. It's whatever varieties of fraud. Multiple frauds at the same time. But specifically, it certainly points to mail fraud. But the fact is, it's also, even without the mail, it was a fraud anyways, because it was a scam. It was a fake product that was being intentionally advertised as something that it was proven to not be. It wasn't just that it's not a matter of ignorance. I think that what they say, ignorance is 9/10 of the law, something like that. You would have to ask a real lawyer, a practicing attorney, though. So if Rekieta ever has anything to say about this, the exact opposite will be true. Because, I mean, fucking, he wouldn't know. If Rekieta knew, Rekieta had years to say anything about this. If he's only going to say something about this now, it's because he's caught, which means he is directly complicit. That's the proof right there. But also, yeah, he should have... I mean, not that he should have just come out and said it or attack Ethan. What he's also going to do is frame it as me saying he should attack Ethan, which I'm not saying. He's going to lie if he addresses this. But whatever way that he addresses this will be the exact opposite of the truth. You'll be able to find the truth very easily, in fact, by just listening to what he would have to say if he does. If he says anything about it, listen to what he says, and then the exact opposite of what he says is what the truth is. Which is, I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's how to judge things. I'm saying you will be able to prove that with facts and evidence. You don't have to take my word for it. You don't even have to take that test for it, even though through the psychic zeitgeist certainly does work, which is pretty cool. The plate of shrimp rule, plate or shrimp or plate of shrimp. Ethan, either a fraud or incompetent. It is definitely, it is both, by the way. It's certainly both. Possession is 9/10. Well, that's not good. I don't think he could top the D-Gen hot tub incident. That's a funny thing, though. See, that's the funny thing. He didn't. The hot tub incident topped this, essentially, because this is old. This has been old. That means many people have known all about this. And not just Nick Rekieta. I just used Nick Rekieta's name because most of the people who watch these streams are watching them because I do streams about Rekieta. So, like, if I named it Comicsgate, then those same people wouldn't tune in. It's that's part of the grift too. Speaking of grift, unlike reshare, don't share, unreshare. Don't subscribe, unsubscribe. Make sure you're still unsubscribed. Wow. What a great idea. The laundry list of reasons to hate CG is immense. Justifiably. Only if you have morals, though. If you don't have morals. So what my real advice is, the advice of us here at Shitty Webcomics is get a soul. And the only way to get a soul and to really earn your ticket to Hyperborea and heaven, God will not allow you into heaven. Unless, and here's one crazy simple trick to actually get into heaven, donate to our Subscribe Star. You'll instantly be gifted the genes, the Hyperborean genes, net terminal genes perhaps also. We might throw that in, just because. It's pretty cool. You'll have a soul automatically. Just $5 a month to have a soul and be allowed into heaven. Wow. Oh, whoa! That when you'll be so shocked at how you'll be allowed into heaven, you'll say. And for everyone who disagrees with us, listen to my main friend Mel Gibson.
Because you know you're wrong.
Yeah, that's true. And also, here's what Mel Gibson thinks about my stream here.
And you have just proved it.
Oh, I did that. That's pretty good. Does he have anything else to say? Wow. I love soundboards. Yay. Anyways, thanks everyone for showing up.
You come in here with balls?
We're able to do these streams.
Because of people like you!
And for everyone else, as usual, should have listened to Shitty Webcomics.